Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to the channel. It's Monday, so that means it's time again for some Round 1 Arena Cutoff results for Marvel Contest of Champions. Then I'll take a couple minutes going through some past Arena results to get an idea of what we might be able to expect in Round 2 and provide some Round 2 predictions. So first, the results. This one pretty much kind of came in right where I thought it would, with the 5-star feature coming in at 33.1 and the 4-star feature coming in at 6 million. And lastly, and probably most importantly, based off of a lot of folks who was asking the most questions about which arenas, it was around the 4-star basic Human Torch arena coming in at 2.7 million. And when I compare these actual results, when I say actual results, these are actual results as reported by the community. Kabam never releases the official results, but enough folks across the community share in some of the community hotspots, whether it's MCOC Tricos or it's in Reddit. The people come out and actually share screenshots of what they ranked and all that kind of stuff, and based off of that, we get an idea of how the arenas actually played out. Anyway, it looks like that's where these results came this week. So comparing these, again, community reported results, here how they compare against my my predictions. So as you can see, I came in at 33, and as I always say, I always try to get within 5 to 10% of the actuals. So to me, a successful prediction is one that's within that 10%. And a really good prediction is one that's within that 5%, which I gotta say today, all three of them really kind of came in and hit, though. We got 35 instead of the 33, so that was definitely within 5%. That was right on the 4-star feature coming in at 6 million. And then lastly, the Human Torch my prediction was just slightly above where it turned out, where it was at 2.7 million. So all in all, those are decent predictions. I try to do that good for you guys all the time. If you follow my channel for a while, you know that's not always the case. Sorry about that, but I'll try to. This is the shining example of what I try to do, and I can always do better. We'll see how it goes next time. But anyway, now that I've taken a look at Round 1 results, let's take a look at some past similar arena results to get an idea of what might happen this time for Round 2. Starting first with the 5-star feature, looking back at similar old champs, the champs that I categorize as old but are still highly relevant in the game, even though there's definitely a variance degree of old from 1 to 2 years in the game to 3 years in the game kind of things. But anyway, to me, it's really about have they been in the game in terms of have they been featured in the feature arena before? That's usually the big separation. And then how relevant are they in the game today? Do they still help a lot with the meta, that kind of stuff? Captain America Infinity War, Iron Man Infinity War, Medusa, Iceman. In my opinion, these are all some of those top tier, second tier type champs, similar to what Venom, in my opinion, is. So looking at their recent feature results when they came back as old champs again, this is kind of how they all played out. In most cases, you can see with Captain America, Medusa, and Iceman, they all had either a higher or similar cutoff in Round 2 as they did in Round 1. Only in the case of Iron Man Infinity War was there a decrease, and it wasn't a major decrease, but a marginally smaller cutoff between Round 1 and Round 2. But for the most part, it looks like the trend now is either very similar or slightly above. Now jumping over to the 4-star feature, looking at similar type champs again, but this time, what I've noticed with the 4-star feature, there isn't a big variation like you see with the 5-star feature, just because the numbers are smaller in terms of the differences in the cutoff versus what you see in actual cutoff differences between the 5-star feature. Anyway, with all that being said, you can see between Round 1 and Round 2, in all cases, there's an increase. Medusa went from 5.8 to 6.3 million. Spider-Man Morales went from 6 million to 6.3, and then Iceman went from 6.1 to 6.2, and then lastly MODOK went from 5.6 to 5.8. So in all of these cases, you see an increase. None of them are a very big increase. I think maybe Medusa was the biggest, but in most cases, you have that slight bump between Round 1 and Round 2. Now, if you look at the 4-star basic here with decent champs, Havoc, Mr. Sinister, Captain Marvel, Nick Fury, that all come through and all are, top tiers, maybe not top 1, but top tier, within the top 3 tiers of champs, you can see that in all cases there was a decrease between round 1 and round 2. So, I mean, that's a consistent theme here. Sure, there's a little bit of variance in how much of a decrease. Havoc had a big drop, but everybody else, was a smaller drop kind of thing. But they all did drop, and I think that's pretty much the consistent theme we can see here. And then lastly, with the 3-star feature, these numbers, and you notice when I was reporting actual results, you saw nobody's actually reporting the 3-star feature anymore. Nobody's sharing those numbers broadly. Occasionally, from time to time, I'll get them in the comment section of my videos, and I do appreciate that because right now that's the only place I can find that. But so these numbers you see here are a little bit older, but anyway, they do give you the sense between round 1 and round 2, even though you see some pretty steep inclines or increases. If you look at the actual numbers there, they're not very big. There's not a big difference. It's from 655,000 to 675,000. We're talking 20,000. Even in the 3-star feature arena, that's pretty easy to get to. So for the most part, sure, it's a small bump, but it's pretty much the same number between round 1 and round 2. So anyway, now that I've taken a look at these past results, here are my thoughts of what I think we're going to look at for round 2 cutoffs for the Venom and Human Torch arenas. And again, these predictions are for the veterans bracket, and the veteran determined is not like how much you've played the game, but when you've actually opened up the account. And if you've opened up the account over 61 days, that's when you're in the veterans bracket. I should say 61 days ago. So anyway, that's what these predictions are for. I think we're looking at 35 million. I think a very similar number, a slight increase from the 33 number. Looking at those trends, I think that's what we're going to look at here. 35 million for the 5-star feature Venom. 6.2 million, again, an increase, a slight increase. I think Venom will be on that slider side, not a bigger one from a 4-star feature perspective, going to that 6.2. With Human Torch, I do think we'll see that decrease, especially knowing that, I consider his awakened ability a nice to have. I don't think it's something you've got to have kind of thing. So I think that'll definitely keep him in line with that decrease we see between round 1 and round 2. I think that some of my predictions come in at 2.5 million. And then lastly with Venom, you're pretty much looking similar to that, just slightly past that last milestone. It's 670,000. So I always like to give, I always say past trends don't guarantee future results. So keeping that in mind, I always like to kind of give us my thoughts on a safety buffer to give yourself even more cushion away from where I think that cutoff will be. And again, similar to the predictions, these are for the veterans bracket. I think we're looking at 38 million will be a good safe number to go for the 5-star feature. I think 6.5 will be a good number for the 4-star feature Venom. I think 3 million just to give yourself plenty of cushion in case there's not a significant drop or Human Torch is kind of like, I can't remember off the top of my head which recent past champ was similar, but was very similar between round 1 and round 2. So just in case it does fall around that 2.6, 2.7 million again this time, that 3 million will be that extra cushion for you. And then lastly, 700,000 for the 3-star feature Venom. So anyway, when it comes to the earlier brackets, this is not totally a crapshoot, but they definitely have less information about the recent past results for similar type arenas. And even if we did, there's like I always say, there's a ton of volatility between these brackets as people are always moving over. Every 30 days, accounts are moving in and out, and so every day there's obviously accounts are moving in and out. So that's why the pools for these vary all the time. So this information is based off, and the only place I get this information is from you all, the folks watching these videos and putting it in the comment section. So I do appreciate the time that you guys take who do that. So thanks again for that. But anyway, based off of that anecdotal, every once in a while information, here are my thoughts for these. These are definitely more rougher estimates, predictions, if you want to call them that. They're definitely more kind of like guesstimates, I'll call them that. But anyway, for the beginners bracket, meaning your account's been open 1 to 30 days, 3-star feature around 225,000, 4-star basic around 1 million, 4-star feature around 1 million as well. Intermediate brackets, so 31 to 60 days, your account's been open, 3-star feature around 525,000, 4-star basic 1.2 million, and lastly the 4-star feature at 1 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the round 2 cutoffs of the Venom and Human Torch arenas. Would love to hear your thoughts. Throw them down in the comment section. If you have any questions, throw them down there as well, and I'll try to get to them if possible. Other than that, hopefully you found this information useful. So really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel and you haven't subscribed, we'd really appreciate if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.